or not, I be pulling up. Remember they said I'm not good enough. I took all the energy, turned it to greatness. Now look at my life, man, it's looking amazing. I'm ready for anything, anyone. I've been so ready for everything I become. When I was stuck, I had no other option. Believed in myself when the shit wasn't popping. I got it like that. Who you know got it like that? Who you know getting degrees and they rapping like they got wins in rap? Made it this far and I still got a lot to accomplish. In fact, and I know they believe it. I'm talking arenas from LA to Sweden. I never stop winning, I feel undefeated. I come to your city and everyone pulling up, shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up. In my town and I'm pulling up. Ready for anything, anyone. Know that I get it done. In the bands I be pulling up. Tell your friends cause I'm pulling up. Shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up. In my town and I'm pulling up. Ready for anything, anyone. Know that I get it done. In the bands I be pulling up. Tell your friends cause I'm pulling up. Pull up, I get what I want. I need a million ones. I need a couple of states to put all the haters back into their place. Now bringing the bass, ayy, ready for the big league. Never gonna miss me when I'm on the TV. I'm the MVP. Whenever they hear me kill it, they be coming at me, but I hit them with a pivot. I've been ready for the shit. Never gonna quit. Pull up and I'm never gonna miss. Everybody want it, but I know I gotta get it. I've been dedicated to a life I know I gotta live. Ayy, I feel it coming. I settle for nothing. I know what I need, and it's more than the money. It's more than a woman. Not easy to reach, but I know that I gotta be pulling up. Shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up. In my town and I'm pulling up. Ready for anything, anyone. Know that I get it done. In the bands I be pulling up. Tell your friends cause I'm pulling up. Shut it down when I'm pulling up. Come around when I'm pulling up. In my town and I'm pulling up. Ready for anything, anyone. Know that I get it done. In the bands I be pulling up. Tell your friends cause I'm pulling up. This ain't no luck, it was destiny. All that I got, it was meant for me. I don't be going outside, I'm stuck in the crib, protecting my energy. Focused on building a legacy. Don't give a damn about the enemy. I'ma keep doing whatever I'm doing. I pray that God always keep blessing me. Ayy, tell him I've been living good, but still got a hunger built inside. Ain't nobody better than me. I had to go earn everything I got. I'm the only one left who's still been keeping it real like every time. I'ma keep doing it over and over again. I never get tired. Nah, always knew that it could be great. Had to be patient day after day. I don't complain by the cards I was given. I put them to use and find out a way. Never took no for an answer. Give me a chance and I'm making a play. Everything earned, it never was given. There ain't a whole lot of people who relate. Yeah, longer the journey, the better the outcome. I'm never taking no shortcuts. The music been paying me hundreds of thousands. I never needed a tour bus. Every decision is made by fate. Every outcome I gotta take. Never lost hope of the plan. I tell them that Rome wasn't built in a day. This ain't no luck, it was destiny. All that I got, it was meant for me. I don't be going outside, I'm stuck in the crib, protecting my energy. Focused on building a legacy. Don't give a damn about the enemy. I'ma keep doing whatever I'm doing. I pray that God always keep blessing me. Ayy, let them all talk, I couldn't care less what nobody has to say. Paying the bills for everyone around me. Ain't no opinions make that change. I'ma just stay locked in and put in that work, then do it again. I've been delivering hit after hit and there ain't no delay like GTA. Yeah, never be thinking about what could've been. Only think about what comes next. Don't wanna waste my time, I'm living in only to realize there's none left. I don't take anything for granted. Know that every day I'm blessed. Wake up, already know that I gotta win. Can't let nobody else get ahead. I found a method of all of the madness. Don't feel alive when I'm at peace. I need the chaos to always surround me. Give me a reason to feel unleashed. I'm in control of my life and my actions. I don't need anyone speaking for me. Been getting tired of all the distractions, but I'm not ever accepting defeat. This ain't no luck, it was destiny. All that I got, it was meant for me. I don't be going outside, I'm stuck in the crib, protecting my energy. Focused on building a legacy. Don't give a damn about the enemy. I'ma keep doing whatever I'm doing. I pray that God always keep blessing me. Fill my body up with pain and won't let me get away. I don't got nowhere to go, I ain't got nothing to say. I've been trying to take it back to the time of better days. They've been trying to bring me down, but I tell them that you messing with the wrong one. And now they don't really know us, yeah. I ain't backing down for no one, yeah. Tell them they ain't getting no love, yeah. Hey, put my pain inside the bottle, I keep it until it's hollow. They don't know the shit that I know, I can't find a road to follow. I've been feeling my anxiety is rising uncontrollably. I used to be up dreaming that one day they all gonna notice me, and now I want the opposite. My fear, I gotta conquer it. I do it for my family, they deserve to get a lot of shit that we never had. 16, I got in a crash, I should've taken my life, but I guess that guy had my back, and now I'm doing everything I ever said I would. I know I came a long way from that neighborhood. Sometimes I can't explain my feelings, I'm misunderstood, and lately everything that's bad gotta come with the good. Fill my body up with pain, it won't let me get away. I don't got nowhere to go, I ain't got nothing to say. I've been trying to take it back to the time of better days. They've been trying to bring me down, but I tell them that you messing with the wrong one. And now they don't really know us, yeah. I ain't backing down for no one, yeah. Tell them they ain't getting no love, yeah. Hey, ain't nobody tapping me though, had to take the time to reload. Took my talent to Miami, now I'm ballin' Tyler Hero. I be seeing a lot of zeros, but they don't be satisfying. I be staying grounded, sitting economy when I'm flying. I keep everyone around me who started from the beginning, cause we had some cold nights trying to understand the vision. And all of the overthinking got me in a mental prison, cause I always miss the moment and end up just reminiscing. And the quicker that you get it is the quicker that you exit. I'm always in a rush trying to get them all the message. I used to want the glory, now I'm waiting for my entrance, cause you only live once with a single first impression. Fill my body up with pain, it won't let me get away. I don't got nowhere to go, I ain't got nothing to say. I've been trying to take it back to the time of better days. They've been trying to bring me down, but I tell them that you messing with the wrong one. And now they don't really know us, yeah. I ain't backing down for no one, yeah. Tell them they ain't getting no love, yeah. Turn it up. Whole squad when I roll through, what we gon' do? Turn it up. Turn it up. Put the stars in the roof, turn it up. In my city, I'm the truth, turn it up. Whole squad when I roll through, what we gon' do? Turn it up. I was gone for a minute, I was country hopping. Paris to the UK, yeah, we get it poppin'. Everywhere I go, know that I got many options. And I never stop till they put me in a coffin. Back to the beach, I've been getting on. They've been busy trying to catch me.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to, whoops, oh shoot, wrong one. Let's try that again. This time, let's make sure I hit the right button.
You know, it wouldn't be a Monday, Cyber Insecurity without the wrong button.
Well, there we go. That's the way to start the morning chat right there. All right, that's it. Pack it up.
Yeah.
Pack it up. We're done for the day. We are done. Everybody go home.
You made your first mistake.
Hey, listen, at least I didn't do the outro. The outro would have stopped the stream automatically, so I didn't press that button.
Oh. Yeah. I hope that button's got the big red X on it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, none of my buttons have the big red X on. I probably should put a big red X on some of the buttons, but Jason, good morning. Happy Monday, buddy.
Happy Monday. Happy December 8th.
December 8th.
December 8th. Here we are. We are basically approaching midway through December. I just cannot believe it. Time is flying.
What do you go for? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do for the holidays, Jason? What do you guys do for the holidays?
We do the normal get together with my wife's family, get together with my family. Everybody hangs out. We try not to travel far distances if possible. make good food, play games.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that we get to do a lot of, during the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So we actually try and focus in on breaking out some board games, playing some pool.
That's right. This was the euchre conversation we had last week.
Euchre.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't played euchre, you are missing out.
We're not going to get into that again. I already shared my thoughts on a game whose spelling sounds nothing like the way that it sounds, but that's okay. Thanks everybody for joining in this Monday morning. This is our Monday morning cyber threat brief with my good friend and co-host Jason Miller, CEO of BitLift. Thanks for tuning into us this Monday, as is every Monday. We've been doing this now every Monday now, Jason, for a couple months now. How you feeling about the Monday?
We're on a streak of showing up.
Yeah. Do you still like doing this? Does it feel like we're accomplishing the goal, that we set out to do by showing up every Monday?
It certainly sets the tone, because the rest of my week is just flying by, and then I'm like, here's a Monday again.
You're like I got to talk to this guy again.
Yeah. I talked to somebody on Friday, and they were like, it's just the 5th Monday of the week. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Or
as Beardsec would say in chat, it's Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, listen, we'll get into it here in a little bit. Real quick, let's hit a couple rules really fast. Number 1 rule is no racist, sexist, misogynistic, elitist, or otherwise toxic behavior in chat at all whatsoever. We do have a zero tolerance policy for that. We do keep chat free of any of that type of stuff. We do, however, highly encourage civil discourse across all the platforms. We are streaming across YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and X. And so we do highly encourage you to chat with your respective cybersecurity professionals in the respective chat areas. We do have moderators in each of the chats to keep chat free of any racist, sexist, misogynistic, elitist, and otherwise toxic behavior. They're not here, however, to stifle chat in any way whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we highly encourage you, as this is a live session with Jason and I, you get access to 2 exceptional professionals, or at least we try to be professional as much as we can be on a Monday. Great opportunity to ask any questions about things that are happening in today's current cybersecurity landscape. Jason and I are going to talk about some of the things that we think are important. But ask your question at any point in time, drop it in chat, moderator will grab it, add it to a queue, and then just like this, it'll pop down on the screen, and I'll ask Jason, is euchre one of those old people card games?
Well, I wouldn't say old people. I've been playing it since I was a kid. Now, did older people teach me the game? Yes. But listen, I still don't know how to play backgammon. So if somebody out there knows how to play backgammon, I heard that is an old people's game. But,
Speaking of old people's game, I'm going to jump into it here a little bit, Jason. I was at a client site last week, and I got to say something to you. And as somebody who deals a lot with enterprise customers, I want to get your reaction on it, right? Jason's not. I know, chat. You guys may have heard this a little bit during some of my stories last week. I think I told this story last week, but I want to say it to you for the first time, Jason. So I'm at a client site. I'm meeting with the CISO and their team. And we're going through kind of a checkup, if you will, on their architecture design, and just kind of hearing like what they've been up to lately, how things are going for them, things like that. And at one point in time, I suggested we do a group meeting between the CISO, the architecture team, and the security operations team. So the incident responders, the SecOps teams, and whatnot.
That sounds, realistic.
Pretty realistic, yeah. So we all sit down there, we're all chatting. And they had gotten some new capabilities. And so I said, hey, person from SecOps team, would you mind walking us through a recent investigation with your new capabilities so that I can see what that looks like? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. We'd love to. Sweet. He pulls up their SIM console, and they start walking through an investigation. All of a sudden, I noticed that the security architecture folks start to lean in a little bit. They start to pay attention. I don't want to be rude, but I did kind of have to I had to ask the question. Is this the first time you guys are watching somebody from the security operations team do an investigation? And they were like, yeah, it was.
Oh man.
So I
Wow.
have to ask you, how many times have you experienced kind of that siloed mentality where people have no idea what's happening on the front lines?
Yeah. I think that happens more often than we'd like to admit to.
Yeah.
I I think that you know eh, we work with a lot of mid market and enterprise, but more mid market, and even in the mid market, we see sort of that isolation, siloed effect uh, take place where a management team or C levels or I mean the architects. I'm not sure I quite get that one. Like because the architects should be sort of like side by side. Like
They should be
if
almost
I was to build
designing the systems that the security ops team are using, right?
yeah, yeah, I would sort of think that would be the case. So you would think that they would be like working side by side, trying to figure out like, hey, I'm architecting this. I kind of need to know what your daily life looks like so that I got all the understanding of
Yeah.
this correctly, and making sure that I don't have any assumptions that aren't correct. But I do believe that we see it in our space that there's an isolation. There's a hey, will you just get that done, get that taken care of for us, and don't necessarily tell us about the details. But unfortunately, that creates problems, right? I mean, next thing you know, you're not really architecting the systems correctly. The security analysts and engineers are doing everything that they possibly can just to kind of mitigate the issue because that's their job. And then when they go and make requests, people don't understand why they made that request because they don't understand their job role and the function.
So more than AI, do you think this? What do you think is more problematic for security teams now? Is it siloed job functions within the cybersecurity organization, or is it AI?
I think it's still AI.
Yeah.
I wouldn't lean towards like it's a problem that the architect and the other people around the table don't necessarily know what's going on to the in-depth details, like for the first time of seeing how somebody's going to triage and work
After being there for a year.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's sort of a problem. If you're at an organization for a year and you've never sat down with some of the other colleagues on your team and understand what they're doing and how they're doing it and what their daily life looks like, that's a problem. You probably should go and do that today.
There you go. There it is, chat.
Everybody's scrambling to set up calendar invites right now.
You better be. If there's people in chat that are like, I have no idea what my peers are doing, I hope you're going to schedule calendar invites right now.
Yeah.
That's not normal behavior, chat. Just in case me mentioning it on 3 different streams was any indicator, that's not normal behavior.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny you mentioned that. Like we used to have at a previous life, we would have some highfalutin consultants come in that had solution architect and all this sales engineer. I always wondered what a sales engineer did. And
the amount of times that I've had sales engineers on this stream and asked them what it was they did, and then when I responded with what I heard them say, you could just tell that like their steam just kind of got knocked out a couple pegs on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm like, in the sales engineer, have you ever used the product in real life scenarios versus your demo environment with demo data?
Jason, what's your pet peeve when you get demos from security vendors?
Well, it's the kind of smoke and mirrors effect. It goes into, if you would have this in your environment, it would do this. All right, well, let's plug it into my environment. Oh, no. Hang on a second. We're just here to demo to you today. Well, if you want me to buy your product, I kind of need to take it for a test drive. Oh, I totally get that. But, then we would need to, involve some higher up level management, to make that decision.
Well, wait a minute, hold on for a second. Hold on. I think you just blew my mind here. I'm going to sell you something, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a demo in my environment. You're going to say, this looks really good. I want to do a POC and put it in my environment.
Yeah.
And you got salespeople that are going, well, hold on, I got to go get approval for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's happened to me so many times because they're like, well, there's costs involved, and our company has to make sure that we're okay with those costs. And, we need to get some signatures from you, and we need to sign NDAs, and we need to get the paperwork in place. And this is one of the reasons why I actually dislike enterprise sales. Yeah. Because there is like so much garbage and so many hurdles and so many speed bumps in the way of actually, like, I have my audience here on the phone right now want to do a POC of our product. Why are there so many hurdles to getting this product into their hand for them to trial and test out?
I've always like, you'll get no discourse, no counter discourse from me on this. I've always despised enterprise sales. Like, I am firmly of the belief that in this day and age, the SaaS day and age, if you do not have a place for me to swipe a credit card or to sign up for a free trial or to let me play with your product, if you force me to talk to a salesperson I won't say the vendor's name on stream, but
omit that.
But somebody that you and I have complained about in the past, I wanted to try out. So I am a current customer of their product today at Query. I'm a current customer of their product. I'm satisfied with their product because it's a product that I previously used before, but they have since made some product improvements.
Yeah.
They have added new SKUs to their product. And I was interested in testing out those new SKUs to see if those new SKUs would be of interest to me, especially being a single CISO, who's trying to get the job done. So I emailed our account rep and said, hey, I'm interested in SKU X. Can you turn it on for me for 30 days or something, and let me play with it and see if it's something I want to add to my license tier?
Right. Seems like a legitimate request.
Legitimate request from a current customer who knows your product line and wants to try something out.
Yeah. Are you going to read the email response?
I'm not, because the account manager was like, well, hold on for a second. Let me try to get your salesperson on the email chain. Salesperson 3 days later gets on the email chain and says, hey, Neal, how about I set up an hour-long conversation for me to walk you through some of the features that this company has done? I said, no, thanks. I appreciate it. I already know that this is something I want to take a look at. I just asked a question. Can you just turn it on for me for 30 days and let me see if it's something I want to invest in? Well, no, I can't turn it on for you until I give you this presentation. And I wanted to be like, hold on for a second. It's rare that I engage with salespeople, but when I do and I tell you that I want your product, but I want to make sure it's going to fit my needs, you insist on a 1-hour meeting to give me a PowerPoint rodeo instead of being like, how do we enable this guy and how do we make sure it's the best experience ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we did. Beard's right. I was like, fine, I don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. You just caused me to start looking at all your competitors. Thank you.
Exactly. 1,000%. 1,000%.
So we again, past life, brought in these consultants. We thought that these consultants, you come from these, big organizations, that they're nationwide consulting agencies, they come in suit and tie, and all professional, and sit down with us. And we've got customers that have bought, tons of this product and really, really happy. Okay, well, cool. Can you give us a couple of names, that we could call? And you're only going to get the happy customers.
Yeah,
you're only going to get the people that.
Oh yeah.
And when you call and you talk to them, but The one thing that I thought that was really interesting is we got a sales engineer and we got an architect, and that was working on this project. And when all the buffet was over and all the happy times and the Roos Chris and all of the pre-dating, right? You give them a PO and you buy the software and the services, and of course they want to sell you a 100-hour block time.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
100 hours of professional services.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we going to do in this 100 hours? So we come in and we start this project kickoff, and you come in and the alarm bells start to go off when the architect is reading the PDF of the instructions for the software install on site.
Oh no. Oh, Jason, say it ain't so.
On site. And so of course, we sort of, are you just kind of refreshing your memory? Are you making sure that they didn't make any changes?
Don't say the words. Don't say the words.
Last time you installed, and so we come to find out that we were like this person's like second, third install.
Jason, no.
And so of course we get the sales guy, sales engineer on the phone. Hey, we're a little bit concerned. This architect that you spoke so highly of in the dating portion of this sales engagement, you guys never said that we were like, number 2 or number 3 of this architect. And then here we're paying a premium dollar for this person to be out here on site as if the person has done 50 of these before. And so
of course they talk it up. They're like, we got the best architect in the world who's going to come out and help you.
Best architect. We flew him. As a matter of fact, this is like, over 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, they flew this guy in from a different state because they didn't have anybody locally in Illinois. And so they flew this guy in. So we were like, all right, this guy's flown in, spent money, they're in this with us, this has got to be the guy, right? And I was just kind of shocked. So he ended up having a compadre that showed up, and so then the two of them helped us, install this software for the first time. It was really, really something. So I joked around about, it being, what do you call it? A government job, or, did we sign up at the local 333?
Right.
Here to run this operation. And then when it came time for the 100 hours were gone and the project still wasn't complete.
Yeah.
Then it came time for a real fun discussion. And it's like no sales guy, the company never expects the conversation to get difficult. Well, why doesn't it? You proposed the 100 hours of professional services.
And probably flagged it as this is normally what it takes for our customers to get up and running.
Yes.
Yeah,
you
100%.
put your first best person on it that you told us about. Then number 2 shows up. And so when the 100 hours go, we need to sell you like another 25 to 50 hour block of time. And I'm like,
your environment's a little bit more complicated than we thought it was.
Yeah.
There's more here. The scope's increased. Oh, all the things.
All the stuff. Yeah. Oh man. So anyhow, let's move on.
I was gonna say like we could absolutely go on and on about really terrible vendor experiences. If we got more time, maybe we would. Yeah, let's hit some news. Let's hit some news today.
Yeah, let's talk about some things. So I do want to sort of highlight. We're talking about vendors. One of the things here is Neal, you and I have talked a lot about supply chain.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to sort of, beat a dead horse here. Unfortunately, it seems like we are still fighting supply chain attacks.
You mean it hasn't been solved in 2 weeks, Jason?
It hasn't been solved in 2 weeks, even though we keep coming on live stream and telling people to solve these problems. Like, what is it? What are you doing for the rest of the week?
I was going to say, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're dealing with vendors who can't get their shit together.
Yeah. But so out of everything that's going on, you're sort of drowning in third-party code, right? We've talked about SBOMs and those bill of materials. They're really non-negotiable at this point, right? But I would highly advise, as we've seen CLOPS problems with, Logitech and Oracle, EBS, just to mention a few that have been out in the space recently in the last couple of weeks, I'd really want to stress sort of auditing them almost weekly at this point, and meaning auditing the controls and auditing the systems that you guys are integrated with, checking out your CI/CD pipeline, and making sure that is tight, and where your software packages are coming from, and who they're built by, and but I want to pose this thought to you, Neal, in chat and see what you guys think. But I'm almost to this mindset that we need to treat the supply chain like a dark web marketplace.
If we did that, nobody'd be able to get access to it. It'd be full of scams. It'd be full of scams and everything.
I think that we should assume every vendor is a potential exit node.
I thought you were going to say every vendor was potential exit liquidity, but I'll take that one too.
But I'm just at this point now between API connectivity, Oracle.
Come on, we need 5.5 more seconds for my joke. That was a pretty good joke on exit liquidity.
That was a pretty good joke. Yeah. I'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you. I appreciate that one.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't hate your idea. I don't hate your idea. I think the horse is out of the barn, right? I think you will never, ever, 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 like, you can't treat every software package in an enterprise from the first instantiation of the line of code that gets put in an IDE until it goes to prod as if it came from a dark web marketplace. Impossible. Impossible.
Okay.
Prove me wrong.
No, I'm not necessarily saying prove you wrong, but I'm just saying, like, if we don't move forward in this fashion that, like, third party is not necessarily living up to their promises.
What promise did the open source developer have when they put that shit out there?
Well, probably at this point they make no promises.
They make no promises. As a matter of fact, like it's listed in the disclaimers, I make no guarantees about this software.
Yeah. Well, then everybody is flying an airplane with no promises.
Is this your first day on the job in cyber, Jason?
No, I'm just trying to bring some realities because everybody and their brother seems to want to use NPM packages.
Oh, yeah.
All of these software pieces in their third party.
Yeah.
And they don't have problems hooking up with APIs with
admin credentials and access to financial data and everything.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh man, the stuff really hit the ceiling and it hit the fan, when the data leaks are happening and then you find out, like, oh, we were part of it because we signed up and we used a vendor or somebody in the supply chain that
let's get more pointed on this, because, like, I see Dosco asking about the React thing. Let's talk about the React thing, just in case you were hiding under a rock last week and was not aware of the React thing. A 10.0 critical severity vulnerability affecting server-side use of React.js was discovered last week. Now, you know me, I don't typically talk about vulnerabilities because they're like popcorn. They happen almost every week, but
Yeah.
it's rare we get a 10.0, and it's also super rare that we see one propagate like we did for this one. Just to give you some statistics, that now that we've had like a week's worth of statistics, 968,000 potentially vulnerable servers, and 39% of the cloud environment was exposed to this vulnerability. So it was a large chunk of the internet. So Jason, based on your previous comments, is it your recommendation that 39% of the internet go out there and refactor their entire code base away from React.js?
Sure, why not? I mean, if we're going to take cybersecurity seriously,
you think refactoring the entire code bases. So chat real quick before Jason continues to dig his hole a little deeper. This is why we have different guests come on, because if you Jason, I just want Chad for a second. For folks who tuned in to watch Bobby on Friday, look at the difference in conversation between Jason and Bobby. And this isn't saying that one is better than the other, that one is right or the other. There are multiple personality types that exist in cyber. Jason, for your own edification, Bobby was the type of leader who was like, I'm going to fight the fights that I think I can win. And I'm going to mature the organization based on the fights that I think I can win. And I would almost bet, just having worked with Bobby for 3 years, if he were here, he'd be like, we'll do what we can, but I'm not going to tell the entire organization to refactor out of JS. Like, that's just not a fight that's worth fighting.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, you have to make concessions along the way.
Yeah.
But if there isn't some hard leaning one direction or hard leaning another direction, sometimes we're gonna be a year from now still talking about the same stuff, and nobody's actually going to move forward because we've sort of hit this middle of the road. We're okay with some exposures every now and then and some data leaks, and we're okay with it, and status quo hasn't changed.
But hold on, and again, remind chat, this isn't a political stream or anything like that. But I'm gonna make an analogy to see if it resonates. Right? We do that already with crime. Every city has a measurable baseline of acceptable crime. Now they'll tell you that no crime is acceptable, and I'm sure that they mean that, right? But at the same time, if it's within a percentage of margin of error, it's normal behavior.
Yeah.
When are we going to get there with cyber?
Well, but that's also why you see a hard swing to one side, and now you have the police, local, state, and federal activity leaning in so hard right now because there has been such a less leniency over the last number of years.
So you're telling me that cyber response is cyclical based on the hype cycle?
Not necessarily cyclical on the hype cycle. What I would say, though, is I think we went through a time period where, if we talk about hype cycle, if we talk about this for a moment, we went through a time period where everybody got on the bandwagon of Amazon Web Services pushes software ridiculously fast, right? And then next thing you know, everybody is like, oh, we need to gravitate to that. We need to start doing that because it's Amazon Web Services doing it. Well, you're not Amazon Web Services. So don't go do something that you're not capable of doing. But everybody and their brother thought, oh my gosh, we should start pushing code every day, right? And so, well, then the conversation is how are we going to push code every day? Well, we're going to borrow somebody else's code that's in the open source community so that we don't have to go build that, so that we can deliver it faster. That's exactly what's happened. Is people stop building their own code in lieu of speed.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay. I agree with that statement.
So next thing you know, everybody is willing and they admit to taking on the responsibility of some sort of open source or code that they didn't write, and they don't have to go check it. They can just trust, but they did not verify.
The only word I'll change is they didn't take on the responsibility. They accepted
Correct.
the risk.
Okay. Yeah, they accepted the risk. You're right.
They accepted the risk that they knew that they were trading speed for quality.
Yeah. And when you trade speed for quality in anywhere, whether you're in manufacturing or cybersecurity or software development or whatever, you need to clearly understand and articulate that we're trading speed for quality, which means that there's a increased likelihood that we are going to put out garbage, and that garbage is going to have to be dealt with someday. If you don't,
would you agree? Let's talk about garbage really fast. This is an important conversation around vulnerabilities, because I think this is what makes cybersecurity hard, right? Not all vulnerabilities are created equal.
Correct. I mean, that's why you have 10.0s and we have,
Absolutely. CVSS exists for a reason. Cool. Let's take it one step further. Is a CVSS of 9.5, is that something you should go out and patch tomorrow?
You should patch it today.
Why?
Because it's bad.
Why? What if there's no exploit code and it's not being exploited in the wild?
Well, then you take it under advisement. It's a 9.5. So if it's not being exploited and it's not being, your environment isn't necessarily having a problem with it today, but I certainly wouldn't let it go on for weeks and months.
If there is no exploit code in the wild, meaning nobody has written any form of exploit for it, either because they can't, it's too hard, it's actually not exploitable, right? There's multitude of reasons why there's no exploit code in the wild.
So you're adding scope to this.
I'm not adding scope. I'm adding empirical data.
Okay. Go and explain to your wife that, honey, the front door lock no longer works. And that the company came out and they emailed us and they said that there is an imperfection with the door lock. And so the door actually doesn't lock anymore. But nobody has come up to our front door lately and tried to get in. And the door.
I like your analogy, but you're a little off. She comes up to me. She tells me that there's a vulnerability in the door lock where the lock can be exploited because somebody taps on it and it automatically unlocks. Yeah. But she says, by the way, Neal, there's 19 million of these locks in circulation, including large organizations like AWS and Microsoft and others, and they've never seen anybody try to exploit this lock.
Come up and knock the door.
That's right. So again, I'm not changing the scope, but what I'm saying is that there are 19 million other instances of this and a 0% of active exploitation going on.
It'll just be a matter of time.
I don't disagree with that statement at all. That is a 100% true statement. But that means that you get to determine what your risk tolerance is.
Sure.
And I don't mind this, right? Like, listen, and again, I want to make something expressly clear. I'm not saying don't patch, but it's this question that I think is the question of things, right? Which is, how quickly can enterprises truly, realistically patch? And chat, remind me of this conversation the next time Bobby's on, because Bobby and I will walk you through real life going through WannaCry. When WannaCry happened, in that organization, 250,000 endpoints. Over 60% of them were vulnerable to WannaCry. And it took us 2 months. We were in a 2-month war room of people working 24/7 to patch WannaCry.
Yeah. It is a decision that I think needs to be discussed at each organization, because each organization needs to understand their makeup and their design and how it affects them and what risk they're willing to take on and what risk they're not willing to take on.
And even Sonic's comment here is partially true, right? If your patching process breaks things, your recovery and patching process sucks. That is a variable, right? But when you have a piece of machine that prints $10 million a day, simply turning it off without investigating a patch, testing it in a sandbox, making sure it's not going to impact that product line, and then bringing that product line back up and running and hoping that that patch doesn't actually impact prod. I don't think some of you have been in some realistic production environments where that's not just as easy as telling the team to go patch a machine.
Yeah. It is. I mean, patching has we get people all the time telling us, well, we don't want to patch that because every time we patch it, it breaks something else.
Yep.
And I can understand that, but you're also, without patching it, how long are you going to let it go on? And that they have these vulnerabilities here, or these critical issues. The reason why they're throwing this patch out here, if you read the update, in a lot of cases, it's more security patches than it is operational concerns.
And I don't want to take away from the fact that you're 100% right. Like, you have to pick your own time period, but I'm sure you've experienced this too, because I know you do a lot of Govy work. I know you do a lot of healthcare work. You can't just patch an MRI machine. Because
Correct.
That has come from Philips or GE or somewhere like that, and they tell you as a hospital that if you touch that,
yeah, you've got to work with them. You've got to understand. You've got to be in communication with the manufacturer, and you've got to work with them. But you still need to have people aware of the risk that's going on, and have a discussion.
I agree with all that. I agree with all that. I think what I hate about cyber is this blanket thought you should just patch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you may have, I mean, through the conversation, you may have changed my mind a little bit. I think that, what a win. But here's the problem.
And that's the show. That's a wrap for the day, chat.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got more. I need my own set of buttons over here. But think about this for a second, though. If every software package out there that is a CVE vulnerability scanner software, it has literally trained people.
Oh yeah,
IT people. It has trained people to think three ways: high impact, medium impact, low impact.
Yep.
And that's all it gives people.
Yep.
And so you literally, you have people coming on the scene in IT space, and they're like, "Oh, I need to focus in on all these red ones. I gotta go get all those taken care of. I'm going to start with the red ones first because those are the most important." What they're missing is, and this is part of the problem that the software companies have created in the space, is the context behind it.
Yes.
Like you just said.
Yes. Has
this been actively exploited? How many people are actively exploiting this right now?
Yeah.
What is the, this is what super frustrates me about some of the software packages in the space, is because even though there was really smart people that created them, and the software is usable, it's oftentimes missing the 20 or 30 years of experience behind that to showcase an individual that may only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years in the space. And they're like sitting there trying to make a decision. Well, the decision actually might not be to go after all the red ones, Like,
and I think it's that context that makes vulnerability management hard. Like, I want to pick that word apart, because I think you're 100% right. Because once you add context,
yes, I got it, 100% right.
On context, 1,000%. Because once you start adding context, you know what you do? You open the door for me to add context.
Yeah.
And now I can say, well, I understand your context, but now my context is this. And so now I can continue. I've literally, for as much as I'll advocate for transparent and responsible vulnerability disclosure, I've been on the other side of this, where when you start adding context, people then want to change the CVE score, the CVSS score. And I'm like, well, hold on for a second. I'm willing to concede contextual data around the urgency in which we patch or compensating controls that we put in place, but you will not, under any form whatsoever, change a CVSS score simply because you add context to downplay it.
Yeah. Well, I think we should move on from this because you and I could probably talk about patching and CVEs all day. But
real quick, there was a comment from chat that I do want to push up. Just first time chatter, I see you. Thank you so very much for having the courage to chime in. I think the low, medium, high practices are literally decreasing the severity of some of these big ones. There's a need for higher tier flashing red, which is confirmed contextual exploit. I don't hate that idea, Jason.
Oh, that's actually a really good one. I mean, that's actually what we're talking about and what we're highlighting. So
yeah,
thank you, Jeff 3902, for actually bringing that up. Is that there is another level where the software packages out there are not doing their job today, and that is if you could look at all of the actively exploited vulnerabilities in your environment. See, that's a whole nother category.
Yeah. I've written an N8N script that will look at my vulnerabilities and then do this kind of flashing red that Jeff's talking about, where it'll add a layer on top of it with N8N to look for explicitly those two categories. What's being exploited in the wild and where does the proof of concept code exist?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. I mean, that's what you should be focusing in on first and foremost. Because it doesn't do you any good to be focused in on, like, go back to the door handle and analogy of the exploit that you're fixing if it's not actually being exploited, and nobody is going to come up and, like, tap the door handle on the left and on the top, and then it automatically unlocks.
And we can add more context to this. If it's $2,000 to replace the lock and they're in short supply, and I have a pew-pew in the house that I can use as a compensating control, there are mechanisms in place that reduce the likelihood and reduce the risk of impact of that issue.
Well, and or if you have like a Ruger or, something else, you're changing the controls behind the scenes. Yeah. Sorry for that. That's what I meant on that one. Apologize. So, one thing I wanted to touch on here for just a couple minutes, and then
real quick. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I did get a ping that I have to go at the top of the hour, so we got to do the 9-minute rushed version.
9-minute rush version.
9-minute rush version. Yeah.
If everybody was paying attention, and if you weren't here, it was Windows LNK 0-day.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
We need to talk about this just real quick.
Yeah.
Weaponized by nation-state hackers, right? So it was reported in the midweek of December 4th. I don't think that we touched on this in depth, but
we did.
Basically, .lnk files.
What are .lnk files? Just for those who may not be overly familiar with Windows systems.
Yeah, so they're link files. They are buried in the System32 folder typically. And they can also be attached to the cmd.exe. Essentially, they're link files that can be launched through command.exe. They can have literally obscured malicious arguments in them. So if you're looking at this, attack vectors can be where the link files are actually inside of zips as well. This is kind of one of those things where
this is an oldie but goodie. This is an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, if you go and kind of research this isn't something that's brand new to the market. It's just LNK abuse actually dates back to the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's still problematic. And then the timeline actually is even more so between 2017 through now, today in 2025. But, these linked exploits, since the WannaCry era, have been being used. In 2017 through 2024, the Quiet Rampage, they were state actors. Evil Corp were using these. They were an APT type of exploit. I mean, Mustang, Panda, Sidewinder, all of them used it, right? And so
it's super prevalent, like almost like it's a very common TTP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's kind of funny here is just if you think about this, in 2025, there was a public wake up back in March. ZDI dropped an advisory out, 11 APTs, that were abusing it. September.
Hold on, real quick, chat. Advanced persistent threat using link files from the 2010s.
It's
just a reminder. Just a reminder.
Yeah. September, October, some Chinese espionage groups were using this. They were using a multi-stage LNKs with DLL side loading. So that was, they kind of consider that advanced persistent threat.
I mostly meant like we say APT, but like they use the little stuff to get in. Totally. And then the advanced stuff is what happens on the back end, but it's not advanced how they get into most systems.
No. And then so I shared that whole timeline with you guys because here in December, we got notification that Microsoft's November Patch Tuesday 11.12 silently nukes this with no CVE credit.
Oh, is it? Wait, Jason, I remember a stream where we talked about this.
Yeah. So, any of you people that think that we were like, deriving conspiracy theories, here's a little, and this is why I wanted to bring this up on today's show.
Oh,
is because here we are sitting in December. We find out that back in November, they silently pushed this update. And they did not necessarily come out into the public forthright and state exactly what they did until later here in the month. So,
are you saying that Microsoft is intentionally covering up vulnerabilities in their application if it doesn't get responsibly disclosed in the public? No.
Why not? I mean, so. This is really interesting. There's a couple of controversial debates that I read on some sites. So
I can't even I was going to be cynical on this one, but I can't even think of a really good cynicism for this one. Is it really a vulnerability if it doesn't ever get disclosed? But this is something that gets used, since the 2010s all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. If you're asking me, okay, what do I do? There are some detection rules that you can put in place. If you have Defender, you can use that. If you have other products, you can use some EDR, flag zip extractions, anything that is spawning from the cmd.exe / like a spawn argument. You can put in place some Sigma or Yara rules to look for anomalous, LNK type of files. The other thing is you can look for, blocking LNK creation, execution via an app locker or GPO. So those are some quick thoughts on how to, get ahead of this. And then obviously in your environment, if you guys are pro tabletop, pro discussions around this, sort of simulate an LNK, ish type of hit in your own environment.
Doesn't require any special skills to do that. That's an easy one to do.
Yeah. I mean, you could read some articles on it and then how long does it take you to detect it, triage it, aim for some sort of acceptable time frame, like 15 to 30 minutes.
I don't hate this because LNK files, that's to Beard's point, phishing still works, so why change it? It's super easy to have like a download or like a small VBS script that just executes and puts an icon on the desktop, and people are used to clicking on icons on their desktop. Like, it's not abnormal behavior to click on icons on the desktop, and so they see that icon on the desktop. It's basically just an LNK redirect to an executable that then runs something malicious on the back end, right? And so like I think that's a low key, easy purple team, type of exercise that almost anybody can do relatively easy. Obviously, go get permission in your orgs, right? Don't say a random streamer on the internet told me to go do it. But I think it's something that everybody should easily be able to accomplish.
Wait a minute. You just associated us as random streamers.
Oh, yeah, I've been called worse in this game, Jason. Like if that's the worst thing I get called this week, then that's fine.
That's positive. So, I mean, I thought that was something to talk about. You and I continue to talk about these exploits that are happening, these activities that are happening, and how we don't necessarily see like Microsoft and some other big brand names doing what we think would be the right thing to do, and then they quietly, behind the scenes, push a patch and hope nobody notices.
I think that's the, like, as much as we talk about the link stuff, I think that's the real story behind what you found. Like, and kudos to you for doing the digging, because I know that's like a super passionate one for you. But like, that's the real story here, is that has been going on for decades. There's never been a CVE on it. There's never been an assumption of guilt, if you will, for that type of activity. And then they silently patch it and never say anything about it.
Yeah. I think, and this is like the mindset. This is why I say things like, treat your vendors as the dark web.
They're all looking for exit liquidity.
They're all looking for, they're all exit nodes essentially. And this is also why I say, like, treat the software that's in your environment as it's potentially already malicious. And if you have that mindset that the software that's running in your environment, you have to treat as malicious, it's going to help you kind of look at it differently.
It is.
It's, so. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I appreciate everybody for letting me cut it short, Jason. It's we got work to do. We got 4 minutes to the top of the hour, and I got to run to one at the top of the hour. Thanks everybody for tuning in with us today. We'll be back next week. Jason, how many streams we got left of the year? I'm looking at the calendar. We got 1, 2, 3. Three streams for the rest of the year.
Are we going to do the stream between Christmas and New Year's?
I mean, I'm committed to the community. Are you not committed to the community?
I'm committed to the community.
All right.
Like, is it just going to be you and I?
No. See, we don't do it like that, Jason. We don't do that here.
Okay.
We show up. We show up.
We'll see you guys then. It's gonna be awesome. I might wear, the whole, New Year's hat, Christmas hat. We'll see.
We didn't get you to dress up for Halloween, so we'll see if we get you dressed up for Christmas.
For Christmas, New Year's, we'll see. Yeah.
Jason.
Hey.
Chat really quick. Brandon on Wednesday. Tea with a Hacker on Friday. We may do a nighttime stream this week to do some AI stuff. Stay tuned. Turn those notifications on. That's right, Jason. I didn't tell you about this. I may be talking to you about this later. With that being said, listen, I truly appreciate you guys tuning in this Monday morning. Whether you're on the red side or blue side, or still deciding, keep learning. We'll see y'all later.
Take care.
Turn it up. Whole squad when I roll through, what we gon' do? Turn it up. Turn it up. Put the stars in the roof, turn it up. In my city, I'm the truth, turn it up. Whole squad when I roll through, what we gon' do? Turn it up. I was gone for a minute, I was country hopping. Paris to the UK, yeah, we get